Hey Top Shelfers, and welcome to After Hours, our exclusive content for our premium members. And today I want to talk to you about the mixology of making the Cuban cold call. Now, this drink was particularly difficult because I wanted to make something that built on top of an already very popular drink. And sometimes that can be a difficult hurdle when you're thinking about it from a mixology perspective, because you are taking something that's successful and you're messing with it. And a lot of people can be very resentful of that, and rightfully so, because if it works, don't break it. But also at the same time, if we're going for the story that we're looking for, the beginning of the Cuba Libre was in 1900, and let me set the scene for you here. It was just after the Spanish-American War, and as a result of the treaty, America was able to cede Cuba, Guam, and the Philippines from Spain, and now they became American territories. And so the story goes that at the American Club in Havana, Cuba, one of the American colonels, I believe, walked into the bar and asked for a rum and Coke. Coke being a very American drink. It was invented by a pharmacist in Atlanta in 1886. And by 1900, it was starting to be distributed beyond the states itself. And as he sat down at the bar and he ordered this rum and Coke, and he also ordered a lime wedge, people said, wow, that really looks like a good drink. And when they tried it themselves, they're like, this is a very good drink. To which he toasted the bar. He said, por Cuba Libre, or to free Cuba, or for free Cuba, depending on your Spanish. I'm still iffy on a lot of it. I'm working on it. But taking that iconic drink, which started in the 1900s, which has evolved today to pretty much come down to three essential elements. Bacardi rum, which was originally founded in Cuba, Coca-Cola, the ever so iconic American soft drink, and a lime wedge or lime juice also included. And here with the Cuban cold call, we wanted to introduce a couple of other particular elements to the drink. We have vodka to represent the Russian element, because after all, this is Russia, America, and Cuba all at the center of the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962. Now, luckily, from a mixology perspective, vodka is a very good mixer. It doesn't have a potent flavor. It adds an extra punch alcoholically, and it goes well with a lot of other ingredients it can mix, whether it's savory or it's sweet elements. So it's a very versatile liquor. But I wanted to add something nuclear to it. I wanted to add an element that really was explosive in a way, and nothing came to mind except for absinthe, because absinthe is just an explosion of flavor, particularly of an anise flavor. So you kind of get that licorice in your mouth, and that doesn't always play well with the flavors that we have going in here. Initially thinking though, we have sweet with Coca-Cola. Good amount of sugar, caramel color, you like it. And you've got sweet with rum, distilled from typically sugarcane traditionally. And then you have a pretty even-keeled, not sweet, but also not necessarily savory or distracting vodka. But then we have the other major player in this role, and that's lime juice. Lime juice is sour, and it takes its own form. It will present itself in most drinks that it's in, whether it's in a sour or it's in a rum and Coke. And adding the absinthe in there makes a battle really for dominance in terms of what flavor we want. And that can cause some dysfunction in the drink's flavor profile, and not everybody will like that. And the key point here is that for me as a mixologist, when I was making this drink, was that the experience of the tension and the battle for dominance and trying to figure out the piece of how we're going to get through the Cuban Missile Crisis without going to nuclear war, I wanted to mimic that itself in the flavored drink by adding the absinthe. And I think that the battle and the play for dominance and flavor between the lime and the absinthe is a key component of what makes that drink unique. Not necessarily enjoyable by certain people's palates, but it does give you the experience that I'm trying to evoke with the story. From a mixology perspective though, you could always take those elements and you can tweak them yourself from at home. You can say, you know what, I want this drink to be more sour leaning because lime is going to be more potent, but I want a hint of the absinthe, well, in that case, you're going to add more lime, and you're going to only add maybe a splash of absinthe to kind of give you a more lime punching drink with a slightly anise flavor aftertaste. Or perhaps you want to take the anise out and just abscond with the absinthe, or you want to abscond with the lime juice and go with more anise flavor. The beauty of mixology in and of itself is that you can play with all of these flavors and you can find the combination that will work best for you. And especially in terms of telling a story, you can find the elements that will start to evoke the experience you want people to have when they're actually picking up the drink and bringing it to their lips. And all of these things go through my mind when I'm making a drink, and I really enjoy trying to make this one. And I hope that when you guys end up tasting this drink at home and you try it for yourselves, then I hope that you can kind of experience kind of what was trying to be evoked in the making of this drink. And then you yourselves can leave your own imprint on it by adding or retracting or making the drink your own. And I highly encourage you guys to do it, and let me know what you guys come up with, because I would be so excited to try anything you guys make.